So I was perusing the world stage for something to discuss, and I found something in Australia. G'day, mate. And this is interesting from New South Wales, and we're going to hear from Andrew Bolt. And I don't know who Andrew Bolt is. Who does he play for here? Oh, Sky News? Okay, is that like a Fox News thing? Sort of conservative kind of? Okay. So, New South Wales, did you know? I know. The New South Wales Women's Strategy, 2018 to 2022, because y'all know, women's are so oppressed in Australia. Everybody knows that that's the case, right? Here are some of the recent data from New South Wales. Women make up 59.9% of undergraduate completions. Do I smell an inequality? Wait a minute. So when are we going to equalize that? So we have a 50-50 split. Oh, you don't mean that. Okay. It's all coming clear now. Even the equal outcome crap is not really what they mean, is it? No, not in general, but in certain circumstances, okay? And of course, they have to throw in here, however, median starting salary for women is lower than men. Yeah, what's their degree? This is a variation of the wage gap, of course. See, because full-time working women average $239.7 less than men per week. See how they're abused and oppressed in Australia? Can you see it? Women account for almost 2/3 of New South Wales government sector employees. 2/3. I'm sorry. I love the smell of an inequality in the morning. What is feminism doing about this? Oh, they don't mean that. What exactly do they mean? Well, they mean STEM, don't they? Proportionally, females are less likely than males to study science, technology, engineering, and math. That would be choice, New South Wales. It's not discrimination. Oh, but it is? Oh, God, I need to be re-educated. Let me get my brain out and wash it for a little bit. Let's see, this is the female initiative stuff in New South Wales. 78% of girls complete high school. 69% of boys, but let's worry about the women, you see. Because we don't care that boys are doing worse in high school. It's women we have to worry about, you see. Right? Women in New South Wales account for 68.3% of domestic assault victims. So that means roughly 32% of domestic assault victims are men. Shh, we don't want to talk about that. Let's just talk about women, because that's what we value. Because you'll notice there is no New South Wales male strategy 2018-2022. No, because all men are privileged and all women are oppressed. So Andrew Bolt is bringing us a story about New South Wales and the education system, primary and secondary education. And I think you're going to find this surprising, but at the same time, not really. Take it away, Andrew.
Yeah, call me silly, but I once thought that feminists really did want equality, and that's why I backed them, or at least I backed equality of opportunity.
Okay, Andrew. I'm calling you silly.
But it turns out that feminists in the New South Wales Education Department, not all of them female, that they, for one, aren't fighting for that principle. They're fighting for their side.
For you see, if feminists really did what they claim, well, feminism for everybody, it makes everybody better, blah, 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 wouldn't they be fighting some of these inequalities I just discussed? No, of course not, because they don't give a shit about that. They care about women, and women only. Men are disposable Nazis, of course.
As the Daily Telegraph reports, the Education Department's diversity and inclusion strategy wants to increase the number of women in senior leadership roles from the current level of 53% to 60% by 2025.
New South Wales wants to increase the level of female administrators in the education system from a majority to a super majority. I'm sorry. I must be confused here. Because if 53%, that's roughly parity. There shouldn't be any effort to increase anything like that with respect to females. They already have a slight majority. We're at parity. We're good. No. We've got to increase it even more. Now, wait a minute. Wouldn't that be the New South Wales government intentionally discriminating against men? Oh, no, no. See, 175,000 years ago, men had privilege. Oh, okay.
It actually wants 2/3 of the bosses now to be women. What happened to equality?
Oh, Andrew. Oh, buddy, let me tell you what. You may have had a little bit too much Kool-Aid at some point about this feminism crap.
Well, says the department, women taking 60% of the top jobs is only fair because women make up 80% of the teachers down below.
Men are vastly outnumbered by females in education. In his case, 80%, and I think it's even closer to 90% here in the United States, are female teachers. And in Australia, New South Wales, 53% of school administration is female. The education system is dominated by female. If that's what they want to do with their lives, it's cool. But no, nothing wrong with that. However, when you mention that, this domination by female, well, it's their choice. That's what they wanted to do with their lives, okay? But when you say, well, engineering is dominated by men because they chose to do, no, that's discrimination. Excuse me, what? How can you have it both ways, feminists? You do realize we get it. We know you're full of bullshit. Where you want equal outcome is only the good stuff, right? Only the stuff where you perceive it to be of status, of power, whatever, and is currently dominated by men. You don't give two flying fucks about being in a coal mine or something out in the middle of the Australian desert digging up 2,000 feet below the surface. No. You're not demanding any of that, are you? You're not demanding 50% of women be roofers. You're not demanding 50% of women be fishermen, for example, or 50% of people who put tar on roads, or be electricians or plumbers. No, you just want CEOs. You want engineers. You want all of these other things. Now, oddly, when there's a disparity, as we see in engineering, the government has to jump in, riding in on a white Charger to white knight for these chicks. Oh yeah, here's special things, here's special scholarships, special shit. Where is the same in the education careers, in teaching and administration? No, nothing. Zero. And you know what happens when a school like the University of Sydney says, you know what, we don't have enough men in our veterinary program, and they offer a scholarship that leans toward male applicants? The feminists have a fucking heart attack. It's not fair. Oh my God. Oh, here's what one chick said about that. The chick, said, though there were more women in the veterinary medicine program than men, there were more structural barriers to their advancing in the profession. Oh, there's always a freaking excuse, Andrew, isn't there?
Then you think, wait a minute. If only 20% of the teachers are men, isn't that the obvious inequality that this department should be fighting?
Would you stop looking behind the pink curtain, Andrew? No, you can't notice that. Oh my God, don't you understand that if women exceed men in anything, that is equality? If men exceed women in anything, that is discrimination. You got to talk out of both sides of your mouth. You got to talk out of your ass at the same time. It's nonsense is what the bottom line is, Andrew. There would be no women's initiative in New South Wales if feminists were really believing what they believe. And in this case, they're not even happy with parity. They claim they want parity. Okay, fine. Great. All right. 50% of everything. They get 53%. Now they want 60%. Do you understand this is all bullshit? Of course you do. I'll put the links all below so you can read up on it. It's just, the mask continues to come off of these crazy people. They want equal outcome, but only in certain things. And if it exceeds equal outcome, that's too bad. If it's in favor of women. If it's the other way around, it's obviously the oppression of said women, right? James Maxwell, thank you for listening.